One time I was told by a black director and a black artist that I was too dark to be in the music video, or they felt that I was too dark for television. It made me remember the issues that I still had from when I was a child in terms of just feeling like I didn't belong. To know that that was still the case within my career, within my own community, was the one thing that hurt the most. My own personal trials and tribulations really paved the way for me to want to bring this conversation forward. Dance, I feel, adds another layer to the story so beautifully by these bodies that are just moving on stage and just telling their truth. I feel that it's necessary that we get a chance to tell our own stories, that we end up allowing ourselves the opportunity to really say, I went through this, I've gone through this.
In my family, I've dealt with issues of colorism. All of my siblings were all different shades, and I've seen how our complexions have impacted how we've been treated. For me, the piece is like a reflection of my life.
Growing up in high school, whenever there was a light-skinned girl, every guy wanted to talk to her. And whenever there was like a black male, you were seen as like an alpha male. For me, it's been an interesting process because I'm in an interracial relationship, and I don't want my girlfriend to see me as like that alpha male. I don't want her to think I see her as that trophy as well, just because she's a white woman.
I think it's just great that we're doing this piece because we're actually getting an opportunity to discuss and have a conversation about colorism, which I don't think that we do with our families, with each other. And I think that's the best way that we're going to get a chance to start breaking down the barriers.
Hello,
Greetings,
everybody.
greetings.
Welcome to Here to Help
Make
You.
sure I'm in the frame. You know?
Yeah, man. So it's been a minute. Hold on. Make sure, Dave, you're not accurate. You're. Is it me lopside?
Yes.
It was me lopside.
There you go.
Okay. So, as you guys can tell, today we're about to have a very serious discussion on an issue that, you know what, it underlies a lot of conversations. It underlines a lot of movements within the community. And when I say it underlies, it's not just happening in the African community. This is happening in any dark-skinned community that you will find across the world. And today we're going to be looking into that a little bit. And of course, let me introduce to start the co-host with the most. He made us late today, and he's mad at me because I put him on blast.
Lies, absolute fabrications.
Defend yourself, the host with the most.
Hold on. Backtrack a little bit, you know. You can't call I host S.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Host.
Thank you very much, Mom.
Okay, the most. The one, Dave Rankin.
Alongside the Donette. It's been a while since I called you that.
Yeah, it has been a
Go
while.
on with it clean. The Donette, Simone Jennifer Smith.
And we have a very special, I'm happy it happened now. And actually how it happened is as of tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to catch you at this time, would I?
No, you wouldn't be.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be.
So like,
that's right.
And you know what? You don't even have to like talk into. You can sit back and relax, girl.
Okay.
It picks it up, girl. You see,
This is new to me.
we bougie at TCN here. Girl, you can lounge and things. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful. I'm gonna call you a Tita because that's how I met you.
Absolutely, sis. Absolutely.
And she is a woman of power. I mean, it was odd how we met. We actually just met on the train. There was a crazy man following me.
That's right.
And I jumped off the train and he followed me anyways.
That's right.
But as I jumped off, she was coming down the escalator and it legit was like instant.
Yeah.
We just started talking and we've been growing together ever since. And when I say this woman is powerful, well, you'll hear today. But let's just dive right into it. First of all, introduce yourself. Tell me who you are.
Okay. My name is Atita. It is a pleasure to be here because as you've known, Simone, you know, the types of conversations that we've been having are definitely in correlation with the mandate of your show. And I honor you as a big sis and, you know, as a mentor as well, because there's been so many obstacles in my personal life that you've been here for. And
you,
to
girl.
me, it's an honor to be here to begin with. So my name is Atita. I am from the Ivory Coast. Anybody from the Ivory Coast?
Big up
Big
yourself.
What's up? Bonjour,
Big up,
bonjour,
big up,
tout le monde.
bonjour.
All of that, you're such a show off.
We gotta let them know we're
got no
multifaceted up in here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I am from the Ivory Coast. I was born in the Ivory Coast, raised in the diaspora, specifically in Montreal. I have traveled across Canada. I have gained a lot of experiences, good or bad, with regards to my personal journey as a young woman, as a young Black woman, more specifically. And I am here to share it with you guys. More specifically with regards to recent events pertaining to Afro Fest, which I'm sure you're going to detail out soon.
We are going to go into that. So what we brought her in for, because what things we really want to do is I've always asked people in my community, especially in my immediate community, to reach out. And I said this to Dave, Atita never reaches out like that. Like she'll reach out and say, "Hey girl, how you doing? You
True.
good?"
Very
but
true.
she's not a person to reach out to say, "Look, Simone, I gotta talk."
Right.
And she reached out to me and said, "Simone, I gotta talk." And as soon as she said it, I said, "We're doing a show on it right away," because
Absolutely.
you're not a
Thank you.
complainer, you're not a whiner, you're not a victim.
No.
You handle your situations, but when something comes up that truly moves you, and this is what I put out to all the community, if something comes up that moves you, if it's a story you have to tell, you've got to let me know. I tell people all the time, email, leave comments, let us know what's going on,
Call.
because if
Call us,
there's
call
a
us,
number
call
there,
us.
because we don't know what's happening and things are affecting you guys in our community and we have no idea. So shadeism. Shadeism is basically racism within the darker skinned community, which is, wow. There are so many different things we're going to talk about today. And we're finally going
Hold on. Sorry to interject.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
For me, there's, of course, racism which is, as a whole, right? And then I'm going to use the word discrimination between, of course, those within the community as well, right? So now, when you're referring to shadeism, or some of our viewers that there may not be hip to guys to exactly what that may be. So we're not giving an example exactly what that might be.
You see my shade? You see Atita's shade? There are some people who would say that because I'm a little bit browner, that I am better than Atita.
Right.
That
Go on
is
with it.
shadeism.
Go on with it.
Right.
Okay? People may say that people a little bit lighter than me are better. And again, this is not just in the African community.
No.
I know many people in the Indian community, the East Indian community, it is rampant.
Right.
Anisha just gave us an example of in the Bollywood videos or in the movies, all the light-skinned people are in the front and all the dark-skinned people are like the extras, right? And it's like, but there's sometimes more the dark-skinned people in India than there is light-skinned people. So why is that? And again, shadeism is that preference of one to the other. And Dave, I know you guys have some history with it.
Go on with it.
History of that is
I mean, you know, I was personally, I was blessed to have an Afrocentric family. I think that's what was my foundation.
Yeah.
And I realized as I grew up that not everybody had that privilege. You know, I did not understand that when I was within the family setting. I grew up very sheltered. I mean, my parents did have a religious background, but with regards to culture, they understood that they were African. They explained to me that I was an African having a Canadian experience, even if I was in Canada. Now, with regards to shadeism, what I don't understand about shadeism is the fact that it has been internalized over time by our people or by melanated people altogether. That's the problem with it, because I do not believe that anybody can lower your esteem through your physical appearance, you know, and have a power over you unless you have accepted it to be a truth or a reality for yourself.
But many of us have.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, let's go back to, of course, you know, the reward systems.
Yeah.
Right? The lighter, of course, the light skin would, of course, have prominent positions within society.
Right.
The dark skins, you know, of course, they would fall back. Right? With respect, of course, to the Indians now, we're looking at the Dravidians, who were, of course, the indigenous to the land, which were also dark skin.
Dark
Very
skin,
dark.
originally.
Darker than some of us here.
Yeah.
Right?
Dark.
And of course, with now the inclusion, of course, of the Anglo-Saxon and that whole intermarriage now, you have now a lighter skin breed which comes to play.
That's
right?
correct.
And now you have them controlling the north, and guess what? Who gets pushed to the south?
Yeah.
No different from regards to what happened, of course, on the continent.
Yeah.
Right? Those Asians, and I'm not talking the Asians of today, but of course the Asians of yesteryears.
Right.
17 miles going east of Egypt is Asia, before Europe was a concept. Oh, yeah. Right? Once again, those people traveled in, northerners to the top, right? Southerners, of course, the indigenous people to the south, right? So I mean, it's interesting in regards to, of course, you know, seeing something which has taken place for millennia, not even centuries, millennia.
That's crazy,
right? And which is still rampant till today.
And I think you're right, because of how long it's like. I think it's like you're right. We've internalized it.
We definitely
have. We believe that now. A lot of us, that being light skinned is better. Right. There's people like me out here trying to tan.
I'm trying to tan
guy
too.
So vax. Listen, once I saw that my thing was getting lighter, my powders were getting lighter, I'm like, what do you mean I'm not cocoa brown anymore? What do you mean I'm like
I'm not cocoa brown?
What do you mean I'm beige?
And 45.
I know, like, what do you mean I'm not that anymore? Anyhow, when we get back, we're gonna dig a little bit deeper into shadism, and we're gonna actually get into Atita's story. Absolutely. See you guys soon.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Her hair? Why do you like her hair?
Because he's so white.
We cannot talk about it, not with other people. No?
For me, it's very real. It's a lived experience.
Somebody having come and told you historically, zillions of years ago, that you're just not equal.
As a culture, we love white skin. The whiter it is, the nicer it is.
Growing up in Haiti, you would see this hierarchy of the ones that are grimel or light-skinned.
Whiteness dominates everything, and it's not white people, it is whiteness as a system, as an ideology.
Pigmentocracy is alive and well.
It is the colonial legacy.
These people don't have low self-worth, it's that they're taught to devalue themselves.
My mother's story was one of great wounding from within the family for being the darkest.
Talking about our shared histories of colonialism are so important because I think the system works to make sure that we don't make those connections.
Your Africans were slaves. They don't teach you anything before that.
But there's just so much more to that equation. We have to understand who we were before slavery.
It's wired in there somewhere.
We have so much work to do.
Knowledge of self is the solution.
Educate yourself. Really, what is it that people are looking for is to just feel loved, accepted, and respected.
What have you learned from meeting all these women in this journey of shadism?
One of the most unbearable things is to carry an untold story within you.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So, interesting topic today. Shadism.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see, we were talking about the fact that it doesn't just affect us, but that it affects other dark-skinned communities, including the East Indian community. And that was actually a African Film Festival preview that was last year. So I don't know if, I think you can get that online. And it's called Shadism, Digging Deeper. It was created in 2015 and directed by Nayani. I'm going to mess this up. Let's see. Thayagara Gairaraj.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
The person right now is like, why did she mash up my name?
You're gonna be for it. Don't worry, we'll post the correct spelling.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So we have some comments, Dave. Before we go any further, let's go into some of those comments you have, because people have been reacting to this already, which is wonderful.
Yeah. So when we posted the actual promotion for the topic for today, here's one of the thoughts. Should we say names or?
Yeah, man. Put up the names. Yeah.
No worries. Chrissy McCalla. She says, sadly, this still occurs. I have one niece that's darker than the rest. I make sure I tell her every time I see her that she's beautiful, because I know there are people out there that will tell her otherwise.
Yeah, man.
I tell her all my kiddos, they're beautiful. The boys, how handsome they are, and the girls, how beautiful they are, and the qualities I like about them. They are all royalty. It starts at home.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what Atita said beautifully. Sister girl, we applaud you. Good for you. That's wonderful. Because you're right. Like you said, for you, it's because your parents made you realize that, look, girl, you win.
Yeah. And you know, and you know, from an Afrocentric perspective, and I'm gonna say this, this does not pertain to anybody's religion, but I will say this because it is a fact. The reality is that God has, whatever you consider as God, we have a covenant with God. The whether you agree to it or not, the reality is it is that when the earth, if the earth passes over, the sun and the natural abilities makes it that the first human being of any living planet under the solar system will have to represent the properties of the cosmos. Am I right or wrong?
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
So what that means is that whether you like yourself or not, the universe has a covenant with you, melanated people. And you have to accept that, right? And that gift is your melanin. And whatever race that came after you, that is recessive of those genes, that is lying to you on a daily basis because they have the power to control your history and your mindset. It's telling you the gifts that the universe has given you pretty much are no good. But the same gifts that the universe has, the same gifts that the universe have given you are the same gifts that sustain this universe. So you have to know yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to know yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to know yourself. You cannot rely on the information, the kindness, or the quote-unquote benevolence of a people that never put you in first thought anyway.
You know, see what I got
that's just
her
a
on?
thought right there.
You
What do
see?
you want me to expand on besides that?
Oh, no. Lots. Take a pause. Take a pause. There's so much more I want you to say, girl. Trust me. Dave, next comment.
Yes, let me go back to it. From Heru Adolfo. In many aspects, it seems we have regressed from the era of chattel slavery.
Yes, sir.
It may come down to a point where black people have to separate from all the influences of European culture to preserve our dignity and sanity.
Absolutely.
You know,
I like that.
Yeah, man.
So do I.
Truth.
I like the dignity and sanity.
Of course, of course. You know, integration, as much as it served a purpose, because it does serve a purpose, right? There are things in this world that us alone as Africans cannot go ahead and defeat.
That's right.
Right? And primarily racism. Right. I don't think it's an African problem alone.
Yeah.
Right? All cultures definitely need to integrate and work. Right? And that's where you get, of course, the solidarity to go in and eradicate this.
Right.
Right? Now, when it comes to now separation, right?
Said preach. Go on.
Thank you. When it comes to a separation, now there are things that we have to learn how to do by ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right? Building that wealth. Right? Learning how to go ahead and raise strong families.
Yes, sir.
Right? Learning how to go ahead and communicate with our partners better. Right? These are things that our oppressors can't teach us.
Absolutely.
Right? And especially when it comes down, of course, the education part. Learning about our history. Right, learning regards to, of course, you know what, that concept of pi, 3.14 run off of every other digit, right, from 0 straight to 9.
Yes,
right, is an ancient concept which is applied to today. The run to rise theorem, right, it's something simple you can see in the step pyramid today.
Absolutely.
Right, so I mean, there are things that we have to learn to do by ourselves, and yes, you know, forming something separate from the norm. Whether it's, of course, building our own school system, whether it's now learning to go ahead and build an actual political party, right, which goes ahead and houses our own thoughts, beliefs, and as well as aspirations.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with this.
You know.
Well, Dave, You know what it
That's
is about
powerful.
Dave? You know what it is about him? Every now and then, he just surprises me. He just comes out of nowhere and drops some knowledge. Eh?
You want to be kept surprised. You know, you don't want to know everything.
It's true, I guess. Except that he needs to work on being on time. Anyhow. That's something. It should be lateism.
I won't even dignify that with a response.
We're just talking about lateism. That's our next.
Too, especially.
That's our next topic. Like darker skinned people, I think are later.
Yeah. We can't help it.
Y'all just late. Is there any other comments you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's do one more from Kay Brownfield. This has no place in this era. Sadly, we still have many who continue with this sort of mentality. This should never have ever have happened. That's right. Shaking my damn head at an event that meant to be for us as a people to experience, to gain knowledge, to feel unity and love. This sort of foolishness happens.
At Afro Fest.
At Afro Fest.
Oh, just the next segment is all Atita. So Dave, give us a quick, to end this, tell us some people about Afro Fest. What's the point of Afro Fest? Quickly.
The end of the day, AfroFest was established to go ahead and actually celebrate African culture, especially through the arts, in this case, music. Right? First established in 1989 at the Bamboo. I don't know if anybody out there remembers the Bamboo.
We're not as old as you.
I'm sorry. I'm speaking over here.
Sorry.
Right? I'm not sure anybody else remembers the Bamboo, but by means, Bamboo's a legendary place, a legendary club in this city. Right, so that's the first year.
I'm in my 30s,
1989.
I don't know.
Are you? Later, right? Just saying. There's a flyer for it right there, right? That's the first flyer, 1989. The radio station CKLN, they had a hand in actually assisting with the promotion and as well as being a sponsor that year as well.
Okay.
Right after that, 1990, they moved to Queen's Park.
Okay.
Right. Some of us do remember Queen's Park.
Still younger. I'm younger than you. Don't know.
That's okay. It
still exists today.
The park still exists.
Still exists, Simone.
I'm just being extra. I'm trying to make sure people understand that David's way older. That's all.
No, I just remember a few more things. That's all. Right. That year, 1990, the South African trumpeter who was a legend, Hugh Masekela. Yes. He was scheduled to perform that year. In fact, I don't believe if he was the actual headliner, but he was there that year. He passed earlier this year due to a lengthy battle with prostate cancer. For those who don't, who want a little bit more insight on Hugh Masekela, please look him up. Sweater Blues was his first song. This was done during the apartheid era, and as well as he did the song with Black Coffee. I know you remember. Yes, Black Coffee. It's called. That's right. We Are One. Look up the song. We Are One.
Big up yourself, Black Coffee.
But of course, from there upon afterwards, they've just run into a whole bunch of issues with the city complaining about noise complaints, the crowd being too big, so they moved out of Queen's Park, moved over, of course, to Woodbine Park, which again encountered so many issues. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at Afro Fest, that's exactly what it is. It's a festival for us to come out and celebrate our culture, and as well as to meet new people and by means expand in regards to what it is that we know.
So when we get back, we are going to talk about how, unfortunately, Afro Fest was a place where my sister in here, well, I'm not going to say you and you left feeling bad, because no one can make you feel bad about yourself.
Especially not the person in question.
All right, and we're about to learn about who that person is when we come back on In the Now. Here to help you. Sorry. Too many shows.
Have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Here to Help You. If you are just joining us, we have the lovely Atita on with us today. And today we're talking about SHADISM, bleaching, preference, special treatment, all that type of stuff. And actually, I speak to one of my friends who is she is half. And she had her perspective on it, which one day we will talk about. Because I think we need to look at it from all perspectives. Because she's like, Simone, sometimes people don't understand what it's like to be in the middle and having that pull of what am I supposed to be? Am I black? Am I white? Yeah. Am I in the middle? Why am I being discriminated against? So there's so many different sides to this. But today, I would like Atita to share what happened this year at a festival that's supposed to be embracing us and encouraging us. Go ahead, girl. Well, talk about it.
I'm very excited to talk about it, and I can't wait. I have been at Afro Fest ever since I've moved to Toronto from Montreal, and that's been close to 12 years now. I have not gone there every year, but I try to be consistent. So I went this year rather, a few days ago, and on Saturday, there were two stages. For the people that were there, I'm sure they can relate. Some people have seen this particular incident. Some people have seen me jumping off on the guy. If you have, I'm sorry. But
no, don't apologize.
But in essence, if you were there on Saturday around 3 or 4 o'clock, you would see that there was a commentator or an MC that was doing a competition. I guess it was a singing and a modeling competition. So he was speaking in front of the crowd. The crowd was probably comprised of 200 to 300 people, different demographic, mostly black, mostly of dark hue. Mm-hmm. Now, I was at the back, total back, because I was a vendor myself, and I was speaking to a few vendors and listening to what the gentleman had to say. Gentleman term used very loosely, nonetheless. So I was at the back, and the man said, well, let me choose the girls, and he had his prerequisites. At the time, I did not see or hear anything that was disparaging. He was just choosing based on who was on location or what, style they had. I'm like, you know what? That's appropriate for modeling and singing, competition. He brought them forward. All three were of a light skin. And up till then, I didn't say anything. Because I was like, you know what? I'm not personally interested in going down there. It's not my business. Right. So after that, the three girls were up on the stage and whatnot. So he came back to the crowd and said, okay, now I need to pick a dark-skinned girl. So my ear popped up like a dog, like, because first of all, I'm like, there should not be a differentiation. It should not be mentioned. Yeah. We're talking about an Afro-centric or centered event. So that was my first problem. Second problem, he was like, I will pick now a dark-skinned girl because I did not want a dark-skinned girl before. So I started getting interested in the conversation.
Wow.
Third thing he said, if you are dark-skinned and you are ugly, it is you and your family's problem. Now, a lot of people, you guys are Caribbean, right? So there's an African saying, it's actually an African saying, and a lot of people from West Africa can attest to this. There's a saying that says, if you are ugly, it is you and your family's problem. So it's a known saying. Right. Okay. So he said that in front of the crowd. It could have been a joke or whatnot. And then after that, the crowd, of course, the women there started, getting upset. You hear noise, but you did not hear anything specific. You were just hearing, noise. Talks and murmurs and whispers around people.
Right.
And then after that, I guess the people, the woman he was talking to saying that he was not going to choose her, I guess replied and defended herself, which is natural.
Yeah, call me ugly.
And then after that, he got a comment and he came back with, yeah, I'm not choosing you, you're ugly. He never ended up choosing a dark-skinned girl. So me hearing that,
oh boy,
my spirit, because I work with my spirit, I don't deny my ancestors. They're around me. Whether people want to, agree to them or not, they're there. So I listened to my spirit. My spirit told me, get up there. Now, I went there, and I spoke to MC Bonde. If you're listening to this, hi. MC Bonde of 98.7.
Big up,
and
big
I
up,
told
Bonde.
him, yeah. And I told him, listen, brother, this is unacceptable, and he recognized that. And he said, sis, we're going to take care of it. But me having the spirit that I had, at that time, I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to fix. And so the gentleman in question was walking across the field at the time when I was speaking to MC Bonde, and I caught him, And when I caught him, I walked up to him and I said, listen, you are an idiot. That was the first comment that I made. And he said, no, you're an idiot. And then the conversation went off from there. Because I said, you need to respect yourself. You have a mother. You're of African descent because I can hear the hard-ass accents. And I'm African too. And I'm sure your mother is not dark-skinned because I'm looking at your hue. So it is impossible for you to go out there in front of people where there's a lot of kids. And these kids are hearing these type of disparaging comments in the system. They're hearing it at school. They're hearing it amongst their friends. There's a sense of competition that they feel that they cannot even participate in because they're disqualified based on their skin color. Now, we are at Afro Fest, an event that was based, like you said, in 1989, right? And was focused on Afrocentricity, or the celebration of Afrocentricity in an artistic manner, like you said.
Correct.
And it is at that venue that you have the testicular fortitude to say that. I think it is unacceptable. I think it is disrespectful. And I think that the organizers of AfroFest should have stood up and cut his mic right away, because the repercussions of that were there. You could see you could feel the energy had changed at that moment.
Wow. Wow. And the thing about it, you're right. Who knows that ripple effect? Who knows what child heard that and took that in and was like, oh.
If I'm hearing it out of AFROFEST, it must be true.
It must be true. I'm at AfroFest. So if I'm ugly and black, it must be true. Yeah, that makes sense.
So let me say this. If there is the woman that the gentleman was speaking to, if you're hearing this, please, I hope that
we're going to get this healing.
The gentleman that said that, I hope you get even more healing. And I think that one other thing that got me upset is the reaction of the females at that place. Black woman, you're not helpless. You're not a victim. You're not less than anybody. Your skin tone may it be as dark as this. Doesn't make you any less. You have the right and the obligation to gain back your throne and your dignity when you're being insulted.
Speak it, yes.
And if someone has the courage to insult your lineage, your culture, and who you are in front of you, and you do not say anything because you're scared or you're scared of what people think, the onus is on you. And you know what? It is your fault, because our responsibility is to educate. Our responsibility, like my mom said, sometimes you need to step on the toes of a blind person to tell them that you're there. It's not a disrespect to anybody that cannot see or whatnot, but it's just an African saying that says, if someone is ignorant or cannot see, you have to show them. You have to guide them. But you see, the problem is our dark-skinned girls, we don't know our value.
That's right.
So I encourage our dark-skinned girls out there, I encourage you to heal yourself the right way.
Yes.
We're not talking about wearing weaves. We're not talking about bleaching your skin. That's not the solution, because your essence is still there. God made you black for a reason. You are the chosen people, or the children of the sun, by genetics and by covenant. So if someone comes and disrespects that covenant, you have to take it seriously. But if you don't know anybody, or you won't do anybody, that's why I encourage you, my sisters, to know yourselves. By knowing yourselves, you will be able to act accordingly, which I did. Now, the resolution of that, or the end of that, the man did go up there and did apologize. He did apologize and said, listen, it was a half-assed apology. He didn't know how to apologize, but at least he did. Because I was going to bat him up and drain him up if he did. Because at that time, there was no courtesy left. You know what I'm saying? There was no courtesy
Straight
left
up.
in me. You know what I'm saying? So he apologized, which is great. And one thing also we have to do in our community is that we have to forgive. When someone makes a mistake, and apologizes, you have to uplift that person back, which is what I did. So the end of the story was not bad. It was a learning lesson. It was a poor timing. It was a wasted opportunity, but it was a personal lesson to me to attest that the work that my parents have done on me as a child, as a dark-skinned child, the information that I've acquired, the strength that I've gotten from it has gotten me to that particular day where I had the strength to respond. So all mothers out there, train your children. Love your children, but love yourself first. If you have had any memories or any wounds pertaining to your physical beauty and you don't know who you are, look into that first and ground yourself up on solid ground. And please educate your children like my parents did with me, so that when instances happen like this, you have children that are able to stand on solid ground and defend, you know, our honor. Because don't get it twisted, it's not about color, it's about your genetics, it's about who you are. And if someone insults who you are, you have to defend it.
Defend it. Thank you. Enough said. We'll be back on Here to Help You.
Think you have what it takes to bring value to the community? The TCN TV network is expanding and now accepting TV show proposals. Here's an opportunity to build celebrity status and become part of an elite group of community advocates that are focused on building, strengthening, and empowering our community in a positive way. Are you interested in embarking on a new adventure? TCN TV is searching for people interested in opportunities to change the conversation and pave an unforgettable legacy. If you feel you have something of value to offer, send a written show proposal to shows@mytcntv.com.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity in our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Right, so this is the testing for the boom bind. Boom bind, yeah man, go on soap of the thing now. Go on soap of the thing. So see it here. It is now here. Originals. You get me? The original boom bind soap. We endorse it. So we actually are going to test out this thing. You get me? For proof that this thing is actually real. Get me, this thing is actually real, so we just want to show people what really are going on. Come on, just go and soap it up. Just go and soap it up. Quick time. Alright, we don't want to soap it too much, you know, we don't want to get too white. So just alright. You want to rinse it off now and compare the two on them. Alright, do that now, rinse it off. Come on, see it there? See it there? See it there? Live in front of your eye. Like, man, so in the creases look so pink. Like you get white out. Alright, put up the two on them together. Let me see them now. Put them together, put them together. Closer, closer, closer. See it there, people. I eat that. I eat that. You don't want no more evidence. Boom, bind. Get it. Hot.
Oh, that's good.
So we're all sitting back here like, that can't be good for your skin. But on that note, Atita, thank you for talking about the self-love, because when I was doing some research on this, let me go through some of the videos that I found, okay? And I'm going to tell you the views they have, which shows you how deep this problem runs in our community. So, and mind you, this is not for you guys to go out and find these products, okay? It's not. So, how to lighten your skin, bleaching before and after. It's a video, softandmoistcosmetics.com.
Oh, wow.
It has 10K views by the Divine Goddess, okay? So she tells you how to do it properly. Then there's another video, how to lighten your skin, and they show the before and after with Mr. Frank White, who clearly needs some help. And he has skincare testimonials. He's at 74K views, okay? This is what's happening here. Now, skin whitening update was another video I found, how to bleach your skin fast with hydrogen peroxide. Same idiot, Frank White. That had 1.1 million views. All right? 15 minutes skin whitening foaming facial bleach.
Oh, wow.
Get fairer and tighter skin. 100% natural. First of all, idiot.
You can't get tighter skin than dark skin, so don't even try.
Natural is what your skin looks like now, stupid. But this is Arpita, and this is actually an Indian lady. So,
oh, wow.
Talking back that again, 5.3 million views, okay? My last one is, oh no, I have two more. How I bleached my skin using almond milk. Story time. So she made a story out of it. It's so cute. 204K views, all right? Immediate skin lightening, how to use bleach, skincare routine. So there's an actual routine to this. I didn't realize. I used to use black soap. Super Princess Joe, that's her page, and she was at 3.7 million views,
That's
guys.
ridiculous. It's
Wow.
ridiculous.
Guys.
Wow. That's ridiculous. You know, can I just say something?
Please.
You know,
Go ahead.
honestly, I just feel like when I hear these type of things, I just feel like, where have we gone as a people?
Oh, gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Where have we gone as a people? Because you know, you can hate yourself, you know, and you can have other people tell you you're no good. But you see, when you make a conscious effort not to be who you are, I don't know what you're expecting in your life path, but there's disarray and unbalance.
Yep.
You know, and that's just the reality. We are wondering why our community is not doing well. We're wondering why there's so much hate and jealousy and confusion, and there's so much negative energy festering. I cannot walk on the streets, look at a sister, smile at her without getting an attitude or thinking that maybe I might be attracted to her, or I'm getting to look something from her. But just the simple fact of enjoying my sister's presence is something that is no longer accepted. Where have we gone as a people? And I'm sorry, we're not Anglo-Saxons, we're not Caucasians, we're Africans, all of us. Whether you want to call it Africans, Alkebulians, Nubians, doesn't matter to me.
Right.
You know, we're melanated people. And the melanated structure works on a female energy. So if we as people do not have our females acting, thinking, eating right, but they're out there fighting, wearing batsy riders and bleaching their skins, how are we surprised of the fruits of the labor that we're putting in? The fruits are seen.
Yeah.
Do not complain.
Yeah.
Don't complain, because you're out of line with yourself. While other people are using you and playing you like a string to get you what you are trying to run away from who you are.
Yeah.
Where have we gone? You know? And I am not judging anybody. I'm not blaming anybody, but this is something that is close to my heart. So forgive the tone and maybe the passion that comes with it, but I hope I hope we can all appreciate it as just being a reminder. We are losing ourselves, our essence. And whether you believe in spirituality or not believe in science, because this sun is getting hotter and hotter and hotter as the years go by. So go buy that soap and bleach yourself. And while this sun is getting hot, and come and talk to me after about what you and your lineage and your kids are becoming when you get older and you have more wisdom to understand the sin you have made, not against God, against yourself.
Against yourself. So true. It is so. Guy, are you sure you can't come in?
Call me in. You know, I'm your little sis. Call me in. I'll walk here. I'll walk here.
I love it. It's interesting. And your power is like, Dave, come, give us something. Because I know you have something to say. I have another small video to show, just especially on what you just said. And it's showing the effects of it. And we're going to end with that. But Dave, give us your intake on this. Because I know you have a story too. You do have a story.
Well, I would say this. When studying racism, right, there are 4 stages of it, right? The initials EMER, that's like emergency. E for establishment, M for maintenance, right? E again for expansion, right? And then R, the refinement.
What if that emergency is EMR? Well, you added an E.
EMER.
But that's not emerge. It's EMR, isn't it? Whatever, guys. I'm still learning.
We'll leave it to the audience.
Don't judge me.
We'll leave it to the audience.
I know what
I'm saying.
I've never used an
Don't judge me. Continue your point, Dave.
Right.
I regress.
Thank you. Right. The last stage, refinement, right, is the most deadliest of stages because now it's the deceit and violence now come in. Where one doesn't work, the other works, or if not, a combination of both. The deceit, in this case, which our people now have lived and absorbed, right? The thinking that, of course, if you now have a lighter shade, that it's going to go, that you're going to benefit from it, right? Once again, this is dealing back now from an establishment with the reward system, right? Who is in the house and who is in the fields, right? The maintenance part, who gave the rewards? In fact, who looked upon the others while they received the rewards? That's maintenance. Who went ahead and whipped us in the fields, right?
It's maintenance.
You understand?
Yeah.
The expansion now, of course, the more people buying into it now, right? And once again, the refinement, the deadliest portion. And you can see how it has continued to affect us to this day.
Terrible things.
Right? Sister says something that's on point. Value. Right? We have to go back to the word is value. We have to understand the value that we have in each other.
That's right.
Right? For our culture. Right? The changing of the rhetoric, it takes more than just changing of the rhetoric at this point, right? The gentleman who was on stage, from hearing your story, it was a bad joke. Just went off rail. It derailed.
Right. It went wrong.
That's right.
I definitely apologize, right? I wasn't there, but I definitely apologize for men around who were there, right? Who didn't do anything.
That's right.
If this, like I mentioned off break, if this was Jamaica, right? I remember they get twisted on the back a long time. Make Bounty Killer go up on stage and do a bad performance. How fast you have to duck.
Light skin or dark skin?
You understand? Right. So, right. So I mean, the other, I can understand, of course, the stage of confusion that it probably left a lot of people in.
Yeah.
Right. Especially when now we're looking at an event where we're supposed to be celebrating ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. Mind you, the Music Africa, who's the organizing body, right? The continuous fight they have to get from the city, right? From wanting to go and scale it down to one day, right? The wanting now, of course, they almost lost the venue completely.
Wow.
And mind you, this is 30 years. So you can imagine the continuous fight, right? And now to hear something like this take place,
just like,
you know,
there's
a vetting process that definitely needs to take place, right? There's more people just need to come up and take more of a stand, right? Who cares, right? People have to show that they care, regardless if you go up on stage and say, listen, man, you can't go on with this foolishness, right? Or you take the man to the side and listen, bro, like, what are you dealing with?
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you, Dave. So I had a video, but we don't have time to play. So I will say this. Thank you, sister, for coming on. I really appreciate it. I needed them to hear your passion and hear some of your message because you're strong.
Thank you.
And tell people where they can reach you. Can they reach you on some social media? Because I know people, once we share this out, people are going to want to talk to you. I know this. Where can people reach you?
Okay. So people can reach me on Facebook, Corinne Beke, CARINNEGBEKE. You can also email me, cecebk@hotmail.com. And any questions, I'll be glad to help.
Yeah, we're going to get this video out there. Please, again, people, like, share, subscribe, pass this message on. Every single time we dialogue about things like this, we get the message out there. We get people talking about it. We need people to start realizing this shit ain't going away. Anyhow, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your Tuesday. Be careful on the roads out there.
Eat a lot of fruits and water. And meditate.
And meditate. And get some sun.
Yeah, yoga.
If you bleach, you may not want to do that. More bleach, more skin cancer. All right. Peace out, people. See y'all next week. Later.